Que tal, mi gente? What's up, my people? It's Big Ram, the blue collar bro, man. And this is Spark in the Dark, man. Monday Night Madness, man. Post Father Day, man. Reflections, man. Post Father Day reflections. I went to spend Father's Day with my pops yesterday, which, is probably gonna be our last Father's Day together, man. If you follow me, my pops here, he's 72 years old. He a double amputee, man. He had had a hard bout with his health, man. At this stage of his life, man. But he was a tough old man, man. He done had a heart attack like almost 10 years ago. And he fought through that. His heart only pumps at like 20% capacity. He got chronic kidney disease and some other issues, man. And diabetes, man, took his legs, man. Just a lot of wear and tear on the body over the years, man. I remember there was a time in my life, man, my dad was so strong, man. He could pick a motor up, a transmission up. I'm talking about big 350 block, 4-bolt, with his bare hands, man. He's the strongest guy I know. It's funny to watch him get old, man, and go through this, what he going through, man. I mean, my dude literally cut in half, man. And, I guess the trauma from all them surgeries being cut on and stuff, I went and seen him yesterday. If you see my video I posted of me visiting him, he couldn't remember who I was. It's kind of rough, man. But he did talk to me, and we sat and talked, And before I left, he finally realized what my name was, you know what I'm saying? Off camera. But man, it's tough to watch a loved one go through that, you know what I'm saying? But it's the circle of life though, man. It happens, man. The way we leave here sometimes, it ain't as pleasant as, how we come, bro. It all depend on, what you've been through in your life, man. God will keep you here long enough, to get it right. So, he been there a long time, man. And I would say, man, he changed over the years for the better. He made a big change in his life, man. His mentality, and just, the way he is, man. He always was a good man to me, man. He wasn't perfect. But one thing I could always say about him, and the older I got, I came to appreciate that he was always there. You know what I'm saying? He might have not been the best supporter when it comes to supporting your activities and what you got going on and this, that, and the third. Honestly, truly, he was more like, I told you so, Dad, even though he really ain't tell you shit. But, he'll be there to point out your failures, but not really to celebrate and cheer on your success. But I got grace for him because, he's a man that kind of raised himself. His parents separated when he was like 8. And he didn't want to choose between his mom and his dad, so he went and stayed with his great aunt, which is my grandfather aunt. And he kind of raised himself. So, sometimes some folks can only bring you as far as they was brought. And, I made sure, and my son could thank my dad for that I was an excellent father. Because, and even my daughter, even though we don't have the best relationship, but, I hung in there and stuck in there. And, me and her I just realized she wasn't going to never change, man. So, like, in her mid-20s, I kind of just, kind of bagged away because I mean, you know, by that point, people are who they are, man. You know, and people, you know, so if people keep giving you their ass to kiss, man, I don't care who they is, bro. You got to cut them off. But but yeah, man. You know, my dad, man. You know, he's a smart man, very brilliant man. You know, to say he came up under the conditions he came up, but you know, he made his mark, man. You know what I'm saying? He got 5 kids, 5 college graduates. You know what I'm saying? You know, hats off to him, man. Hats off to him, man. And you know, he got to see us all do some great things in our lives. You know, while he been here, whatever. You know, throughout his life. So, you know, he got a lot of loved ones waiting on him whenever he decide he gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to rush him off to the grave, but you know, that's how I kind of cope with it, just being realistic about the situation, you know. But yeah, man, I hope everybody had a good Father's Day, man. You know, I'm fresh back off the Havana trip, man. You know, I had a good time out there as always, you know, helping people, just, you know, being a good person, man, being a selfless person, you know. Yep. You know, and I always think about legacy when I'm doing those type of things, man. You know, I want to be remembered as a person that got out and done good things, man, in the streets, helping people, you know. I want to be remembered as a good person, man. Looking for my light. I don't know where I put it at. It's up here somewhere. Oh, here it go over here. Yeah, man, we just living, man. Enjoying life, man. Out here making it, man. Some days are better than others, you know what I'm saying? I'm fresh out the gym. Still having muscle issues on my right side. Don't know what it is. But man, like I said, I went to the doctor. It wasn't no heart issues. So I'm glad and I'm thankful for that. So we gonna keep on pushing, man. We gonna keep on pushing, man. Pain is a part of life. I can take a little pain. Or a lot of pain, but it's all good, man. It's gonna be okay. I'm sitting up here debating on when I'm going back out, man. You know, I can't stay away from Havana for too long, man. You know, kind of building a life abroad. I got some things going on abroad, big time. You know, still just scratching the surface, but man, I got more of a life in Havana than I have here in the States, to be honest, man. You know, it's all my friends there, my ladies. You know what I'm saying? That's where I function at, man. Have a good time, man. Here, I'm just stacking bread, just going through the motions most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, my parents here, my siblings here, my kids. But you know, my life is there though, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, truly, man. You know. Ain't much change in the world, you know. There's some different things going on. You got Israel and Iran, man, and Israel's dragging us into this foolishness going on. But you know, things you can't control, man, you just leave in God's hands, man. We ain't gonna stress and worry about all that, man. We just gonna do what we do, man. Keep on moving, man. Women still out here blaming men for all they bull crap. You know, instead of standing up and taking accountability for certain things, man, and for the situations with the community. We got the immigration stuff going on with ICE that ain't really none of our business, so we ain't really tapped in on that. But the Mexicans steady, them more than anybody, steady poking the bear, man. Y'all steady poking the bear. Say, bro, y'all know y'all don't fuck with black people. So why in the fuck is y'all on the internet crying for black people to help y'all, bro? We ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Especially you California motherfuckers. You know how I work in the prison system and on the streets and etc. You know what I'm saying? Brown with brown, black with black. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all own thing. Y'all segregated yourselves, man. Y'all had many opportunities to come together and make change. But now y'all rolled our coattail, then y'all got comfortable, then y'all start feeling like y'all was bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really showed y'all true colors. You know what I mean? And the truth of the matter is, a lot of y'all a bunch of cowards. Because, you know, instead of standing and fighting and fixing the problems in your country, you know, you come over here illegally, and then you don't appreciate even being here. You know what I'm saying? Then you try to shit on the people that if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't even be able to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all chickens coming home to roost. Deal with them. Deal with them like a man. When you gonna stop running and stand up and fight? I'm gonna tell you what y'all biggest problem is in the Latino community. And I'm in Latin America a lot, man. I see it everywhere. Until y'all do right by y'all Afro-Latinos, I don't care, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban, Colombian, Venezuelan, Brazilian, Mexican, till y'all do right by the darker complected people in y'all communities, man, y'all not gonna move forward. See, that's the one thing I'm gonna give United States his credit, man, and I'm a conservative. I'm gonna give United States his credit on this. They realized back in the days that, hey, some of these brown people are real brilliant. These black people, they real brilliant. So we not gonna not sit up there and take their input and take their creativity and use it for the betterment of the country. We gonna include them. Even if we steal some of their ideas and put our names on them, we still gonna allow them to create. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna allow them to create, because guess what? That's what pushes humanity forward. Creation. And to be honest, man, struggling and just pressure makes diamonds, man. So the people that been suppressed and been oppressed the most are the most creative in your community. Y'all refusing to acknowledge those people is holding y'all own communities back. You think about stuff simple as the light switch, simple as, you know, all these different inventions black Americans that invented. You know what I mean? If y'all allow y'all people of color to not be oppressed and give them a voice and let them be heard and give them an opportunity to create. You know how further along y'all countries will be? But instead of creating your own utopias, you want to come and freeload off ours. And that's the part of the game that's fucking y'all up, man. But y'all not gonna listen, bro. Y'all ain't no different than these women with this feminist shit and all that, bro. Y'all hard head, man. Y'all not gonna listen, bro. Y'all gotta fix y'all own house first before you try to reach out and ask for help from other people and this, that, and the third. Fix your own house. And yeah, it's good people from the Latino community, bro. I have a lot of friends in the community. It's good people from the Latino community, man, that work hard, that are not hateful people. But it sure seemed like the hateful ones, the loudest ones, man. And it sure seems like y'all being misrepresented right now, or either it's just the majority of y'all there, out there clowning and cutting up and burning shit in the streets and waving flags of a country that you don't want to go back to. But like I said, leave black people out that shit. You keep poking the bear, and you ain't gonna like the response you get. I'm telling you. Cause see, we ain't hateful like that. Black America's not hateful like that. But if people constantly fuck with us, we will pack your ass up. We'll pack you up. Trust and believe. Yeah, man. Yeah, this global climate is crazy right now, man, with all this different stuff going on, man, in the international streets, man. Travel bans and whatnot. Man, I can't wait to get back out, but at the same time, I'm just taking my time and kind of being patient with how I move. It's hurricane season, so I like to go to Cuba, which is right in the hurricane alley pretty much. So you gotta lay around there and always pay attention to the weather when you're booking trips, and you gotta lay around there and just watch the political climate too. We still could travel to Cuba though, because it's just a partial ban. Really restrictions put on those trying to come into the country, not those of us who go out, you know what I'm saying, that are citizens. So which I'm glad I can still get out and do my humanitarian work and help people. You know what I mean? But man, we gonna work this thing out, man. Yeah, all this global strife, man, and I hadn't even really been able to really mess around with the stocks like talking about. I knew when the presidency switched over, I knew what his agenda was and stuff, because I voted for him. So I knew it was gonna be kind of like this first year was gonna kind of be rocky. I wasn't gonna be able to trade like I normally do with the stocks because it's so volatile. You know what I'm saying? Which some people like the volatility because that's when you can make money, but I'm still learning. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to take no big losses, you know, when everything's so helter-skelter. It ain't really, you know what I'm saying? It ain't really stable. It's like you just think about what oil prices getting ready to do with this whole thing with Israel and goddamn Iran, even though we don't really get oil from Iran. But, you know, all this stuff going on out there in the Middle East, man. You know, we do get oil from out the Persian Gulf, you know what I'm saying, via Iraq and Saudi Arabia and, you know, different places over there. So, you know, with all this fighting going on and whatnot, man, you know, war is never good for the economy, man. So, you know, it's something to watch, man. And if you are trading, man, be careful, man. Be careful. Because a lot of these so-called experts on the internet, man, a lot of them dudes, man, really stock market is like gambling, like sports betting. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of luck a lot of the time. It's a gamble. So, man, don't let these dudes gas you up talking all that expert talk and this, that, and the third. Man, a lot of these dudes, yeah, they got it. You know how they got it? They got it off of selling y'all a dream and selling memberships. They don't really make their money off their stocks like that. You know what I'm saying? Because really the stock market, really most of the time, is about the long game. Yeah, you can make money short term, but it take money to make money. You know what I'm saying? So, man, just be careful out there, man. Don't lose everything, you know, just following somebody. But yeah, man, we just chilling, man. Life is life, and then we relaxing and we chilling, man. You know, we're gonna continue to do the right thing and get out here and help folks. And we gonna live our life, man. You only got one life to live, man. You can't live your life in fear, and you can't lay around there and keep putting stuff to the side and procrastinating, because guess what? We only got so much time here, bro. Tomorrow ain't promised. So on that note, like, share, subscribe, man. I'm trying to get them subs up. You know what I'm saying? In my descriptions, if you like to donate to the channel, you'll see all that information. You know what I'm saying? Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Follow me on Instagram at BigRam225. And man, check out some of the content, man. You know, I'll let y'all in, man, as far as, you know, going visit my pops yesterday. My last Father's Day with my pops. And just, you know, I got a lot of travel videos up from Cuba too. So, man, go check it out. On that note, man, peace.